What if I told you that the biggest problem in NASCAR right now isn't a crash, isn't a penalty, and isn't even a cheating scandal? It's Kyle Busch. Yeah, that Kyle Busch, a two-time champion over 60 Cup, wins a guy who used to make the entire field nervous. Every single Sunday has now gone over 100 races without a win. And now Dale Earnhardt Jr. just said something that Richard Childress Racing does not want fans to hear. Because according to Dale Jr., this isn't a quick fix. This might be something much deeper. Let's get into it. The NASCAR world has been watching the number 8 car closely all season. And honestly, it hasn't been pretty. 5 straight finishes outside the top 20, no wins, barely any speed. For a driver like Kyle Busch, that's not just a slump, that's a crisis. And then it happened, just 10 races into the season. RCR made a move that screams one thing: panic crew. Chief Jim Pullman, out Andy Street, in mid-season. No warning, no patience. And if you know, NASCAR teams do not make that kind of move unless something is seriously wrong. That's when Dale Jr. stepped in. On the Dale Jr. download, he didn't sugarcoat anything. First, he shut down the drama everyone's been obsessing over, all those leaked radio arguments. The tension, the frustration. Dale Jr. said that's normal. Every team deals with that. But because it's Kyle Busch, everything gets amplified. Every word becomes a headline. Every mistake becomes a story, and that's where things start to spiral. But then Dale Jr. said something that should worry every fan. He made it clear. Switching crew chiefs mid-season, that's not a solution. It's not a reset button. It's not a magic fix. In fact, sometimes it makes things worse. New communication, new strategy, new chemistry, all being built in the middle of a season. No testing ground, no time to breathe. And Kyle Busch, he doesn't have time. Not anymore. Here's where it gets even more interesting. Dale Jr. didn't blame Jim Pullman. Not even close. He actually defended him, said he's respected. Proven. But sometimes two talented people just don't click. And that's the scary part, because if it's not the driver and it's not the crew chief, then what is it? Dale Jr. also dropped a reality check that most fans ignore. We don't see what's happening behind the scenes. Inside Richard Childress Racing, there are engineering meetings, late-night strategy calls, pressure from Richard Childress himself. And right now, that pressure is building. Because this isn't just about one bad season. RCR has been slipping for years, and every wrong move now pushes them further behind. And then Kyle Busch finally responded. Because people started questioning his effort, saying maybe he's done, maybe he doesn't care anymore. He shut that down immediately. He said he's been working as hard as ever for the last 4 years. No excuses, no finger-pointing. In fact, he defended his team, said the people are good, the tools are there, the support is real, and yet the wins still aren't coming. And that might be the most frustrating part of all, because when everything should be working, but it's not, that's when teams start questioning everything. The setup, the communication, the direction, even the future. So now everything comes down to this: is Andy Street the spark Kyle Busch needs? Or is this winless streak about to get even worse? Because Dale Jr.'s message was clear, this isn't getting fixed overnight. And if he's right, Kyle Busch might be deeper in trouble than anyone wants to admit. So what do you think? Is Kyle Busch still elite, or are we watching the slow decline of a NASCAR legend? Drop your thoughts below. What if I told you one of the greatest drivers in NASCAR history has officially hit his breaking point? Not quietly, not behind closed doors, but live on the team radio for everyone to hear. Because what happened at Bristol wasn't just another bad race for Kyle Busch. It was a complete team meltdown. And the most shocking part? The radio audio didn't sound like a team trying to fix problems. It sounded like a team that's completely lost. Coming into Bristol, this wasn't just another race. This was supposed to be the reset. A track where Kyle Busch has dominated for years. A place where he has 8 Cup wins. If there was ever a place to bounce back, this was it. But instead, everything went wrong again. Richard Childress had already admitted before the race, we're missing something, and that's not normal. That's not confidence. That's confusion. Through 8 races in 2026, 0 wins, 0 top 5s, 0 top 10s, average finish, 22nd, for a 6-3 time race winner. That's a disaster. Then came lap 313. Kyle Busch is stuck deep in traffic, running nowhere near the front, and suddenly contact. Riley Herbst gets into him, and Busch spins. Just like that, his race is done, but honestly, that wasn't even the biggest moment. Because what happened next is what has everyone talking. Right after the spin, the team radio goes live. And this is where everything changes. The spotter tries to calm things down, basically saying, yelling at each other isn't helping. Then the crew chief responds, it's the same thing every week. Let that sink in. Not anger, not frustration, defeat. And the most chilling part, Kyle Busch said nothing. No yelling, no rant, just silence. And if you know Kyle Busch, that silence says everything. But this is still Kyle Busch. And he doesn't forget. Late in the race, he gets his payback, spins Riley Herbst back. And boom, caution flag. But here's why this was huge. Ty Gibbs was leading, the race was almost over, and Busch's move completely reset the finish. Suddenly, Ryan Blaney gets another shot. Kyle Larson is back in it. One move almost changed the entire outcome. That's how dangerous Busch still is, even on a bad day. But let's be real. This isn't about revenge. This isn't about one spin. This is about performance. Because if Busch had a fast car, none of this happens. He's not stuck in traffic, he's not getting hit, he's not retaliating. Instead, he's fighting just to survive in 30th place. And while he's struggling, look at the rest of NASCAR. Ty Gibbs just won his first race. Ryan Blaney is consistent. Kyle Larson is dominant. Tyler Reddick keeps delivering. Everyone is moving forward. Except the number 8 team. And this is why Bristol feels different. Not because of the finish, but because of what we heard. A team out of answers, out of confidence, and maybe running out of time. Because this is the final guaranteed year of Busch's contract. And now the question isn't just, can he win again? It's, what happens next, Kansas Talladega? These aren't just races anymore, they're tests. Tests of whether this team can be saved, or if this really is the breaking point. So now I want to hear from you. Was Bristol the moment everything fell apart? Or can Kyle Busch still turn this season around? Because one thing is clear, this is no longer just a slump. This is a full-blown NASCAR crisis. Tyler Reddick just won again. That's 4 wins in the first 6 races of 2026. He's on fire, dominating the Cup Series like nobody else. But instead of celebration, the NASCAR world is screaming cheating. Fans say 23XI Racing's success came out of nowhere, from 0 wins last season to unstoppable this one. And it all comes right after their lawsuit settlement with NASCAR. Coincidence? Some fans think not. Is Michael Jordan's team bending the rules? Are inspectors looking the other way? Or is this just another classic case of fans losing it when someone starts winning too much? Let's break it all down, and trust me, this one's gotten ugly. Let's start with how we got here. Tyler Reddick went from winless in 2025 to 4 victories before April. Daytona 500.